Let's start today's practice in a seated position, crossing at the legs, maybe sitting on a block, whatever you need to make yourself more comfortable, resting your hands in your lap or on your knees, and closing the eyes, or maybe taking a soft gaze, and taking a deep inhale through the nose, and exhaling everything out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And just starting to settle down into your seat, grounding into the mat, sitting up a little bit taller, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And start to bring some control to your breath and even inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And trying to just keep that breath throughout your practice, always coming back to the breath when you feel your mind is all over the place. And taking a few more inhales and exhales. Always being mindful of your own practice, of what you need, changing poses if you need to adjust. And coming onto all fours, rolling over the knees. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then slowly start to take your sit bones back towards your heels, trying to keep the toes tucked. So you want the toes tucked. Start to lift up into the chest and sit up on the heels. You're really feeling the backs of the feet stretching out here. Just holding it for a few more breaths. And trying to get all 10 toes down on the mat. And really stretching out the balls of the feet, the backs of the toes. Now on an inhale, with control, slowly start to lift the knees away from the floor. Arms will come out in front of you, either side of the knees. And then exhale, start to drop the heels down towards the floor. Inhale, start to move forward again, bringing the knees up and forward in front of you, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, very gently start to drop the knees down towards the floor in front of you. Inhale, lifting the knees to be parallel to the mat, still keeping up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, dropping down towards the heels, knees will come up into the chest. Inhale, moving forward again, very slow movements, bringing the knees out in front of you, coming up onto the balls of the feet. And then exhale, dropping the knees down towards the floor, opening up the hips a little bit, moving the arms back. Inhale, coming back to the balls of the feet, knees come out in front of you, arms come out in front of you. Find that position first, and then exhale, drop the heels down towards the floor, knees move up towards the chest. On an inhale, moving all the way forward, knees out in front, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, gently dropping the knees back down to the mat, opening up the hips, arms move back. Inhale, one more, lifting the knees up in front of you, staying on the balls of the feet. Exhale, dropping the heels down towards the floor. Inhale, moving up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, dropping the knees down to the mat in front of you. And then moving on to all fours. Hands back underneath the shoulders, knees back underneath the hips. Keeping the toes tucked, start to take the sit bones all the way to the heels. Keep the chest on the thighs for as long as you can. Slowly start to extend into the legs, moving into your first down dog. Maybe bending into one knee and then the other. Moving the head from side to side. So moving around in your down dog, just loosening up a little bit. Maybe coming high up onto the toes and then dropping the heels back down. Now start to find some stillness in that down dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. Feel the pressure in the hands and the feet, pushing the chest closer towards the thighs, gazing between the legs, keeping that control in the breath. And on an inhale, slowly move forward into a plank. Find that plank position, one long straight line from the top of the head or the crown of the head to the hips and then to the heels. And from here, you're just going to start to move the shoulders forward over the hands, using the toes to push you forward. And then exhale, moving all the way back. Heels draw towards the back of the room. Inhale, using the toes to draw the shoulders over the hands. Exhale, moving all the way back. Heels draw towards the back of the room. Inhale, using the toes, pushing forward, shoulders come over the hands. Exhale, moving all the way back, heels draw towards the back of the room. Always keeping that plank position, moving forward with the toes. Exhale, moving back with the heels. One more, moving forward with the toes. And exhale, moving all the way back, heels draw towards the back of the room. Good, inhale here. And then exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin. Moving forward into a baby cobra, holding baby cobra. Feeling the back of the spine lifting you up, or the muscles lifting you up in your back. Hands are very gently on the mat. You're not using the hands at all here. The lower back is lifting you up, keeping that chest up for another 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Start to tuck into the toes, push the seat all the way to the heels. Start to extend into the legs, coming into downward facing dog. And from here, move your feet halfway between the back of the mat and towards your hands, so you're kind of coming up towards the middle of the mat with the feet. So you're in a very short down dog. Maybe take the feet a little bit further away, or keep the feet at hip distance, depending on what you need. And start to take your right hand and grab hold of the outside of your left ankle. Left hand is still out in front of you. And use that right hand to pull the chest towards the left, looking underneath the left shoulder, just finding that little twist in the down dog. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1. Start to release the left ankle with your right hand. Right hand comes back in front of you onto the mat. And moving over onto the other side. This time the left hand moves towards the outside of the right ankle. You're going to use that left hand, left arm to start to twist yourself towards the right, looking underneath the right shoulder, finding that twist in that short down dog and holding it for another 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5, releasing the right ankle and taking your left hand back out in front of you. Start to tiptoe your feet closer towards your hands. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Hands are either coming down towards the floor or crossing over at the elbows and hanging over the legs, finding that forward fold, hanging the head down low, holding it here for 5 breaths, maybe swaying it from side to side. Can even bend into one knee and then the other, moving the neck around if you need to, just loosening up into the back side of the body. And holding it for another 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1. Take a deep bend into the knees. Start to round into the spine. And slowly start to make your way up, lifting up into the chest, stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Head comes up last. And bringing your toes and heels to touch at the front of the mat. Coming to stand in Tadasana. On an inhale, take your palms forward and up, look up towards your fingers. Exhale, fold all the way over the legs, hands come either side of the feet. Inhale, lengthen out the spine, coming into your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, you can jump, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, holding it for 5. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, look between your hands. You can hop, jump or float forward towards the front of the mat, coming into your halfway lift first, and then exhale, folding all the way over the legs. Inhale, palms forward and up. Look up towards your fingers. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, holding it for 5. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, look between the hands. You can jump, step or float forward towards the front of the mat, coming into a halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, palms forward and up, look up. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot forward, ground your left heel, bring your palms forward and up and look up, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to your plank Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, ground the right heel, bring the palms forward and up, look up, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the floor, stepping back to your plank Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold it for 5. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Inhale, look between the hands. You can jump, step or float up between the hands, coming into your halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way over the legs. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up. Look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand in Tadasana. Move the feet to hip distance apart. Bring the hands to the hips. Start to puff out into the chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other at the back of the spine. Folding from the hips, folding all the way over the legs. Start to grab your toes with your peace fingers, your big toes with your peace fingers. Lift up into the chest first, straighten out that spine. And then exhale, fold all the way over the legs. Elbows moving out towards the sides of the room, dropping the head down low. Moving the weight into the balls of the feet. Sit bones drawing up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Start to lengthen out into the spine. Release your toes with your fingers. And start to lift the soles of the feet away from the mat, slipping the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. We're really trying to get those toes right up towards your wrist creases, lengthening out into the spine, and exhale, fold all the way over the legs. Again, elbows coming out towards the sides, moving the weight into the balls of the feet, moving forward into the hands, feeling the pressure on the palms of the hands, head drawing down. Inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 1. Slowly start to lift back up into the chest. Remove the palms of the hands from underneath the feet and start to take the hands back to the hips, lifting with the chest, moving all the way back up to stand and tiptoeing the feet back together. Hands draw either side of the hips, coming to stand in Tadasana. Inhale, bend knees deeply, palms forward and up, look up, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening out into the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, jump, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot between the hands, coming into a low lunge. And start to step strongly into the right foot, moving your right hand just in front of your right foot, opening up the hip, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling, left leg comes up towards the ceiling, coming into your half moon pose. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, and exhale 5 with control, stepping the left foot all the way to the back of the mat, lifting up into the chest, opening up the arms, hips and shoulders, and moving into warrior 2, finding that alignment, making sure your feet are aligned, arms are in one long straight line, bending deeply into your right knee and looking over your right fingertips. Inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 1. Start to drop your left hand down your left thigh, bringing your right arm all the way up and over your right ear, coming into your reverse warrior just for 3. Inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 1. Start to move your arms back to warrior 2. Arms straightening out your right leg. Hinge the body forward and down, coming down for Trikonasana on the right. Opening those hips, opening up the chest. Bringing your right fingertips to the inside of your right calf or your right toe. Keeping the chest lifting up. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 1 with strong legs, moving all the way back up to center, starting to bend into your left leg, lowering yourself down to the floor, coming into Skandasana, right toes start to face up towards the ceiling, keeping the chest lifting up, either hands are at the heart, or the hands are down on the floor in front of you, but using the hands to push the chest up. If your heel is lifted, that's okay. You can always take a block and put it underneath the heel. Otherwise, using the hands for balance. Holding it for another 3. Inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 1. Starting to move over the left knee all the way to the back of the mat, coming into a low lunge, left leg is in front. And then start to sweep the left leg all the way back to down dog splits and holding it there for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 3. From here, starting to bring the left knee all the way into the nose, and then sweeping the left foot all the way to the floor underneath the right arm, while lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling, extending into the hips, coming into your fallen star, lifting those hips higher. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Starting to move all the way back. So bringing the left leg all the way back and through, right hand comes back down to the floor. Extending the left leg all the way back to down dog splits. And from here, start to bend into the left knee, opening up the hip, almost taking your left foot towards your left sit bone. Slowly starting to lift the left hand away from the floor, and then stepping the left foot all the way over to the right, coming into your wild thing, again lifting the hips up as high as you can. Left hand is drawing behind you towards the floor, finding that back bend. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Slowly moving all the way back to down dog splits. Left leg is lifted. And moving through your chaturanga with your left leg still lifted, moving through the plank, bending arms to 90, then dropping the left foot back down to upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Stepping into your left foot, left hand moves just in front of the left foot, opening up the hips, right arm moves up towards the ceiling. Coming into your half moon pose on the left. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. And exhale, 5. Start to bend into the left knee, starting to take the right foot all the way to the back of the mat, setting up for your warrior 2, finding your alignment. Back leg is strong, back foot parallel to the back of the mat, left knee bending deeply, left knee pulling out towards your left baby toe, gazing over the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Start to drop your right hand down your right thigh, bringing the left arm all the way up and over, across your left ear. Reverse warrior, holding it for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Moving up back to warrior 2, arms straightening out your left leg, hinging the body forward and down, coming down for Trikonasana on the left. Chest is opening up, left hand to the inside of the left calf, and holding it there. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. And exhale, 5. Slowly starting to move all the way back up to center. Bending into the right knee this time, moving down to the floor, coming into Skandasana on the right. Left toes are lifting up towards the ceiling. Hands again either at the chest or on the mat, lifting up into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. And exhale, 5. From here, moving all the way back towards the front of the mat, over the right knee, coming into your low lunge, and then sweeping the right foot all the way back to down dog splits, holding it for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3, moving the right knee all the way in towards the nose, and then slipping the right foot all the way underneath the left armpit, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling. Right foot is out towards the left, lifting the hips up, coming into your fallen star. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Lifting the hips higher for 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5, starting to sweep that right leg all the way back through. Left hand comes down towards the floor, moving back to your down dog splits. Bending into your right knee, opening up that right hip. Right foot drawing towards your right sit bone to begin with. Starting to lift the right arm up away from the mat. Right foot moves behind you towards the left. Coming into your wild thing. Again, lifting the hips up high. Right arm drawing to the mat behind you. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Starting to move all the way back to down dog splits. Right hand comes down towards the mat. Right leg is lifted. And moving through your floor with that right leg lifted to begin with. Moving through to your plank, chaturanga, dropping the right foot down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to move through that sequence again, using 1 breath, 1 movement. It's not very fast, so try and make sure you finish each pose as it comes, bringing as much control as you can. On an inhale, step your right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale, start to move into your half moon pose. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, stepping the left foot all the way to the back of the mat, warrior 2. Inhale, draw up the left hand on the left thigh, reverse warrior. Inhale, moving the arms back to warrior 2, arms straightening out the right leg, hinging forward and down, trikonasana. Inhale all the way back up to center. Exhale, bending into the left knee, moving down to the floor, skandasana. Inhale, moving towards the back of the mat, low lunge over the left knee. Exhale, sweeping the left leg back, down dog splits. Inhale, moving the left knee in towards the nose, sweeping it underneath the right arm, taking it down to the floor, lifting the right arm up, hips up, fallen star. Exhale, moving all the way back to down dog splits. Inhale, opening up that left hip, dropping, bending into the left knee, lifting up the left arm, coming into wild thing on the left, lifting the hips up. Exhale, moving all the way back, down dog splits. Inhale, moving forward to a plank, leg is still lifted. Exhale, bend arms to 90 degrees, chaturanga. Inhale, drop that left foot down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands, low lunge. Exhale, start to move into your half moon on the left. Take an inhale here. Exhale, stepping the right foot towards the back of the mat, warrior 2. Inhale, right hand drops down, right thigh, reverse warrior, lifting the left arm up. Exhale, moving back through warrior 2, extending into the left leg, coming down for trikonasana. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, bending into the right knee, bending all the way down to the floor, skandasana. Inhale, moving over the right knee towards the front of the mat, low lunge. Exhale, sweep the right foot back, down dog splits. Inhale, start to bring the right knee in towards the chest, sweeping the right foot all the way underneath the left arm, taking it to the floor, left arm lifts, fallen star. Exhale, moving back to down dog splits. Inhale, opening up the right hip, taking the right foot towards the sit bone, starting to lift the right arm up, dropping the right foot down towards the left, coming into your wild thing. Exhale, moving all the way back to down dog splits. Inhale, moving forward to plank, leg is still lifted. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, dropping the right foot down, up dog. Exhale, moving all the way to downward facing dog. Let's do one more round. Inhale, right foot steps between the legs, low lunge. Exhale, half moon. Inhale here. Exhale, moving back, warrior two. Inhale, left hand drops down left thigh. Exhale, moving through warrior two, straightening out the right leg, hinging forward and down Trikonasana. Inhale, lifting all the way back up to center. Exhale, moving down towards the left, bending into that left knee, Skandasana. Inhale, moving towards the back of the mat, low lunge over the left leg. Exhale, sweeping the left leg back, down dog splits. Inhale, bringing the left knee into the nose while sweeping it over to the right, coming into your fallen star. Exhale, moving all the way back, down dog splits. Inhale, opening up the left hip, moving into wild thing. Exhale, moving back to down dog splits. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, dropping the left foot down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, low lunge. Exhale, move into half moon on the left. Take an inhale here. Exhale, stepping all the way back, warrior two. Inhale, right hand drops down right thigh, left arm lifts up and over, reverse warrior. Inhale, moving back through center, extending into the left leg. Exhale, down, Trikonasana. Inhale, moving all the way back up to center. Exhale, start to bend into the left knee, coming down to Skandasana. Inhale, moving over the right knee towards the front of the mat, low lunge. Exhale, sweeping the right leg back, down dog splits. Inhale, bringing the right knee into the nose, sweeping it underneath the left arm, coming into your fallen star. Exhale, moving back to down dog splits. Inhale, opening up the right hip, stepping the right foot towards the left, lifting the right arm, wild thing. Exhale, back to down dog splits. Inhale, moving forward to a plank. Exhale, bend arms to 90 degrees. Inhale, dropping the right foot down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, drop your knees down towards the mat. Untuck your toes. Opening up the knees, resting the chest in between the thighs. Arms are either out in front of you, taking your forehead down towards the mat, or you can bring your arms next to your knees, resting your shoulders on your knees, just resting in child's pose for a few breaths. And taking some deep inhales and exhales. And feeling the hips start to soften a bit. And slowing everything down. With every inhale, feel the belly expanding onto the thighs. Every exhale, feel the belly drawing all the way back into the spine. Just holding child's pose for another 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale 3, and 2, and 1. And from here we're going to move into either your headstand if you're practicing headstand, or moving into dolphin if you are not confident with the headstand today. If you're moving into dolphin, you're going to take your elbows onto the mat, shoulder width apart, elbows underneath the shoulders, interlacing the hands, and start to tuck into the toes, extend into the legs, head is lifting up off the floor, so coming into a sort of down dog, but with the elbows on the mat. Head is still pushing away from the mat, using the shoulders to hold yourself up there, and taking a few counts of your own breath, and then when you're ready to come down, coming down and resting in child's pose, and then maybe doing a few more rounds of dolphin. If you're moving into the headstand, again taking the elbows down to the floor, forearms down to the mat, elbows underneath the shoulders, interlacing the hands, opening up the palms, kind of making a cup with the hands. Back of the head is resting in the inside of the palms, top of the head on the floor. And moving the feet closer towards the body, maybe bringing one knee into the chest and then the other. And then slowly starting to extend the legs up towards the ceiling, feet up towards the ceiling. Again, pushing through the elbows, pushing through the shoulders, and holding your headstand here, making sure you're breathing that nice even inhale and exhale through the nose. You can play around with headstand here as well. So if you're in half headstand, holding half headstand. If you maybe want to just play around with lifting up one foot and then the other, you're more than welcome to do that. Also moving against a wall if you need a little bit more security. Just holding it here. We're going to hold it for another 10 breaths. Long, deep, easy inhales and exhales. And making sure not to put any pressure on the top of the head, using the shoulders, pushing through the forearms. Really very lightly the top of the head is touching the floor. Holding it for another 5, inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Very slowly making your way all the way back down. Everybody meeting up back in child's pose, or just resting on the shins with the chest lifted. Everybody's different. It's completely up to you. Find a good resting position. And closing the eyes just for a moment, taking a few more breaths. And slowing the heart rate down. And slowly starting to open up the eyes, coming onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. From here, start to lift the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Really just find a little twist there. And then exhale, draw the right arm down, threading it through underneath the left arm, taking your right shoulder down to the floor, right ear comes down to the floor. Left hand comes out in front of you, trying to now drop your left armpit down towards the mat, finding a little twist there and holding it here. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Start to bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder, pushing into the left hand. Start to unthread the right arm, lifting it all the way back up towards the ceiling once again, and then dropping the right hand down towards the mat. On an inhale, lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling, finding that twist. And then exhale, starting to thread the right arm underneath the right, taking your left shoulder down towards the floor, left ear comes down towards the mat, right arm moves out in front of you, and then try and drop the right armpit down towards the mat. And again, just holding it here. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5, starting to bring your right hand underneath the right shoulder, using the right hand to push into the mat, and then start to unthread the left arm, moving it back up towards the ceiling, and then dropping the left hand down underneath the left shoulder. And start to take both hands out in front of you, keeping the hips high, dropping the chest down towards the mat. So you're either going to take your forehead down, maybe your chin down, maybe your chest down, coming into a puppy dog. Always using props if you need to, a block or a pillow to take the head down. Just stretching out the upper part of the spine, the shoulders, opening up the armpits. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Slowly starting to move the body forward, coming onto the belly. Elbows still stay on the mat. Bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, hands are out in front of you. Coming into a sphinx, so your chest is pushing through your upper arms here. You're really using your back to lift the chest up. And if it's available to you, you can start pushing into the hands a little bit, maybe straightening out the arms a little bit, coming into a more deeper back bend, if it's good for you. Otherwise, staying on the elbows and lifting up that chest, holding it here for another 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1, bringing the forearms out in front of you, resting your forehead on the backs of your hands, and flopping the heels out to the side and maybe just moving around into the hips a little bit, just loosening up. Again, just finding your breath here, taking some deep inhales and exhales. And from here, you're going to take your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Right arm extends all the way down onto the floor next to you. So it'll be shoulder height onto the mat next to you. Right ear moves down towards the floor. You're going to slowly start to roll over onto the right hip and then take your left leg all the way behind you onto the mat on the right. Your left knee lifting up towards the ceiling and stretching out that right shoulder. You can use your left hand to push yourself a little bit deeper if you want, or you can even lift the left arm up and take it all the way behind you, maybe even grabbing hold of your right hand. Whatever's available to you, you should be feeling a nice stretch in the inside of that right shoulder. Again, just holding it here for another 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1, starting to move all the way back onto your belly and swapping over. This time the right hand comes towards the mat underneath your right shoulder, left ear down towards the floor, left arm extends out to the side, staying on the mat. You're going to start to roll over onto the left hip. Right foot moves behind you, taking the right foot to the floor, right knee lifts up towards the ceiling and stretching out into that left shoulder. Again, moving to where you want to move to. So if it's pushing a little bit deeper into that right hand, or extending the right arm up towards the ceiling and then maybe moving it all the way back, maybe grabbing hold of your left hand, stretching into the inside of that left shoulder, holding it for another 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1, slowly moving all the way back onto the belly. Again, forearms coming out in front of you, resting your forehead on the backs of your hands. Just taking 2 breaths here. And then rolling over onto your back, bending into the knees, feet come to the floor. Feet are hip distance apart. Brush the backs of the heels with your fingertips, setting up for a half wheel. On your next inhale, start to lift up your lower, middle, and upper spine all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe shimming the shoulders in towards each other, interlacing the hands underneath you, pushing the fist into the mat and lifting the hips a little bit higher. Holding it here, inhale. Exhale 2, using the legs, inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale, lifting the hips a little bit higher. Exhale, releasing the hands and then slowly lowering your upper, middle and lower spine down towards the mat. Take your feet to the outer edges of the mat, drop the knees into touch, and maybe rock it from side to side if it feels good. Otherwise, just holding it here. And start to bring the feet back to hip distance apart, either moving into the same half wheel that we've just done, or taking it into the full wheel. If you're moving into the full wheel, hands come either side of the ears onto the mat next to you, fingers facing towards the shoulders, feet are hip distance apart. And then start to push into the hands and the feet, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, head drops down, pushing the hips up even higher. Inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, and exhale 5. Start to tuck into the chin and slowly lowering yourself all the way down, moving from the upper, middle, and then lower spine down towards the mat. And again, taking your feet out to the outer edges of the mat, dropping the knees into touch, closing the eyes, taking a few deep inhales and exhales. We're going to do one more wheel or half wheel wherever you're at. Feet move to hip distance apart, hands are either side of the ears if you're moving into the full wheel, otherwise moving into your half wheel, and pushing into the hands and the feet, lifting the hips all the way up towards the ceiling, dropping the head back. Inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, lifting a little higher, and then exhale, releasing all the way down, your upper, middle, and lower spine, all the way down towards the mat. Draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a little squeeze, maybe rock it from side to side, maybe doing a few circles clockwise and anti-clockwise, just releasing that spine from the back bends and finding your breath. And taking your feet down to the mat, take the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Open the arms alongside you or next to you, and then drop the knees all the way over towards the left, looking over your right shoulder. And if it feels good for you, you can hook your left ankle on top of your right knee. Otherwise, just keeping the legs as they are. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1, moving the legs all the way back up to center. Head moves through center. You're going to drop the knees all the way over to the right. Now looking over the left shoulder, maybe hooking your right ankle over your left knee and holding it here. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Slowly moving the knees all the way back through center. Bringing the knees into the chest. Giving yourself a squeeze. We're going to move into shoulder stand. Any variation you want for today is fine. So if you would like to take your legs up the wall and hold it there, that's good. If you want to keep the feet down on the mat and then open the knees up, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, that's also good. Otherwise, moving into the shoulder stand, you're going to start to bring the feet overhead. Maybe shimmy the shoulders in a bit closer together. Once the feet are on the mat behind you or the knees on the forehead, start to move the hands towards the spine, taking all 10 fingers up the spine. So you want all 10 fingers facing up towards the sit bones. And then bending the knees into the forehead, and then starting to straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. Again, using the shoulders and not the neck. So you want to feel the pressure in the backs of the arms and the shoulders, no pressure on the neck. Lifting those legs up towards the ceiling and being conscious of your body position. So you want to try and move the hips closer towards your face and the feet closer towards the back of the room. So trying to get as straight as you can. Just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Start to take the feet back behind your head. Maybe if you can, if your feet are on the floor, you could possibly interlace your hands on the mat down behind you, lifting the sit bones higher up towards the ceiling. If the feet don't touch the mat behind you, then just taking the knees towards your forehead, just holding it here. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 1. Release your hands if they are interlaced, taking your palms flat to the mat behind you and very slowly rolling all the way back down, using that belly to control the way your legs move back down to the mat. And once you're on the mat, start to extend the legs out on the mat. You're lying on your back. We're going to move into the counter pose, fish pose. You're going to bring your elbows next to your hips. The palms of your hands will be facing up. So the lower your elbows come down towards your hips, the easier it will be. You're going to push into the elbows first, start to puff out into the chest, and then drop the head on the mat behind you. Finding that extension in the throat, in the upper spine, taking a deep inhale through the nose and sighing it all out through the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose and sighing it all out. One more deep inhale and sighing the breath all the way out. Start to tuck into the chin, push up into the elbows, and then slowly start to release yourself down onto the mat. You can make any last movements here. Let go of all control of your breath, all control of your body, and set up for your Shavasana. Maybe taking a few minutes here to just settle down and closing into the eyes. And taking a full body scan all the way from the top of the head down towards the toes. And just being here. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.